Hello everyone, welcome to a new video of the indicator store, and today refreshing the indicator TIS reversal. You can find a lot of videos about the reversal on my channel, but let's review the current features, because there are a lot of filters that really we don't need, but those filters has been added by request of our customers. But let's see what we get by default. This is a UniRenko chart, not my preferred, but it is easy to detect the signals. We can see that the reversal is just showing that signals on possible reversal points. Okay, it is not always working. That's normal, and for that we have filters. For example, if we look at the moving average and the moving average is moving down, we can take only shorts, looking at the slope of this moving average or the position of the moving average. Let's see an example. If we look at the parameters, we have alerts, a filter. The filter is currently off. We have a trend filter where we can enable or disable according to an exponential moving average. And this is the trend filter. That means if the moving average is over or below the current price. And we can, as it is explained here, we can enable longs when the price is over the moving average, or shorts when it is below. And also, if we set a negative number for the period, it can do the opposite. So we can enable longs when the price is below, not over the moving average. We can also filter by the slope of that moving average. Again, with a positive number, if the slope is positive, we enable longs. If it is negative, we enable shorts. And if we set a negative slope, it works in the other way. So when the slope is positive, enable shorts. When the slope is negative, enable longs. And using a zero, it is disabled. Okay, so we have an exponential moving average filter. We also have a linear regression filter that, as you can see, it is disabled. And here we can specify the period of the linear regression, a threshold, and also the smooth of that filter. Currently, it is turned off. There is also the pin bar filter. This was requested by a customer. The idea is that the signal should be a pin bar, a wick at the top or at the bottom. At the top for a short, at the bottom for a long. Currently, it is also disabled, and you can specify the number of ticks, the minimum number of ticks that the pin bar must have, the size of the wick. Currently, it is disabled. This is an alternate version, an alternate entry. More about that later. The indicator has also confirmed and unconfirmed signals. What we are looking now, because this is historical, are confirmed signals. But while the bar is updating, we may have unconfirmed signals if we enable that option. Okay, and also we can remove the unconfirmed or not. So at the end of the session, we can review how many unconfirmed signals were useful or not. Anyway, currently I am only looking at confirmed signals, okay, with the brighter color. Then we have the parameters of the stochastic, and this was explained on previous videos. You can search for all videos where I explain how the signals are created using the stochastic. the stochastic parameters, the overbought and oversold levels, and well, everything about the signal. What we have here is just the classic reversal as it was created several years ago, and even unfiltered we can get a performance like this. This strategy is included with the indicator, and also you can create your own strategy because all the plots are exported. That means you can create your own builder or a Ninja script strategy by just looking at the plots, because everything that is shown on the chart has a plot. Okay, we have reversal confirmed, up and down. Those dots are reversal up. This is a reversal up. This is a reversal down. Confirmed. You can also have access to the unconfirmed if you want to do something with that, like for example, execute an order. And the second entry method that we are going to explain now. This is the RBO, reversal breakout order. Going back to the optimizer settings, this was just testing with all the filters off. Okay, everything is turned off. No pin bar, no EMA slope, no EMA trend. Just 15 minutes and a broad range of target and stop. In this case, it is 1-to-1, 250 versus 250. But again, you can load a lot of different settings. Just changing the time frame. This is on 15 minutes. This one is on 10 minutes. I don't like this one. And this one is on 5 minutes. 5 minutes is also a nice. All these reports are unfiltered. So when we have something that is not working, like for example this one, 1.34 is really, really bad. But if we want to make it work with those parameters, we can add a filter and optimize the filter. Now, let's take into account the second entry method, because when we have a signal, we also can wait for a confirmation, because if we look at the difference between this signal and this signal, we can say, okay, the market has not moved too much in the direction of my trade. Okay, let's take a look at this. So in that case, we can specify the RBO, reversal breakout order. That means if I have a signal, and this is also important, the signal is painted when confirmed at the close of the bar. So when this bar is closed, we know that we have a signal. And we are on this example, sorry, we are at the close of the bar. Okay, we are here. And for the short, for this short, we are at the close of the bar. If you turn on the unconfirmed signals, you may get the signal while the bar is painted, but be careful because you also get signals in the middle of nowhere when maybe you get a long here. Okay, but let's talk about confirmed signal, what we are watching now. That means when we are here for a long, or when we are here for a short, we can wait for a reversal movement. For example, I want to break this level and that level is at a certain distance from the close. Okay, so this is a reversal breakout order. So I have a signal, then I wait for a movement to break that level. The same here. I wait a certain distance and then I want a breakout. How far is that breakout? The more strength has my signal. Let's view some examples. So the signal is the RVO entry here, and it is painting arrows. And the offset is how far in ticks I place my my breakout level. In this case, I don't know how much is here, but we can say that between this number and this number there are 2 points. Okay, so if from here to here we have 2 points, each point has 4 ticks, that means we have 8 ticks. Let's use 4 ticks. Okay, so half the distance between these two numbers. I guess more or less this distance. So 4. And then we specify, okay, you place a level like here. Then how many bars you wait for the price to cross? For example, here we can wait 1 bar, 2 bar, 3 bars, and then, okay, I don't wait anymore because the market is going in the other direction. So in this case, it will be 4 bars. So we can place it 4. Okay. And this is for real time. On real time, it can draw a line that we must break for their RVO signal to be painted. So this is how it looks. And you can see there's no arrow painted here, and there is an arrow painted here. Why? Because this distance, this distance is 4 ticks, because this is the parameter that I painted. It means that when the bar is touching that level, this signal is painted. And this signal is painted intra-bar, not at bar close. Okay? So, but look at this signal. Even using an RVO, we may have a wrong signal, because if we set 4 ticks and then we draw the breakout, it is touching that level. If we increase the breakout, let's take a look at this signal and this signal. So let's increase the RVO offset level. Currently it is 4. If we place 5, okay, the short is still present, the long is still present, maybe 7. The short is present, the long is no longer here, so I guess maybe 6. Okay, 6 is the perfect threshold, so this is no longer visible, no signal, and this is visible. We have a short, okay? But we have a long here. To avoid this long, that means that this distance, the offset, should be bigger than this level. And we can measure that distance with if you want to avoid that signal also, we can measure with a ruler how much we have from the close of the bar with the signal to this level here. And you can see that we have 9 ticks. So if I use an offset bigger than 9, that means that also we will have a delay on this signal, because if I want to add 9 to the downside, that means this level should be here. Okay, so maybe instead of the signal here, it will be here. We can try. Now let's take a look at this signal. This one, it should be gone because we are going to place an offset bigger than that. First of all, I will try with 9 and see if this one is gone. Okay. Now we get a signal instead of on this bar, on this other, because it is touching just at the top. So we need one extra tick, 10 ticks. Okay, no long now. But look at the short. Instead of being here, now is here, because this is the place. This is the place where it touches this level on this bar. When is the signal painted? When the bar is at this point, when touching that point. So this is the alternate entry, the RVO entry of the reversal. But the signals, the reversal signals, are the dots. Let's review the rest of the filters. Sorry, I forgot to mention that to create a strategy report using UniRenko, we need, and it is impossible to avoid, using tick replay. For minute bars, and the reports I was showing before, for minute bars, we don't need to use tick replay. Anyway, I was using tick replay by default. On UniRenko, you need to use tick replay because let's see an example. If I want to enter at this short, when this signal is painted, we are here. Okay, but if you don't use tick replay, your entry, your fill calculated by NinjaTrader is going to be here, and we know it is impossible because the price is one tick worse than the close, so it is here. This is my real fill, not this one, and this is always better. The calculated fill is always better than the real fill. So the results are better than expected if you don't use tick replay. On UniRenko, okay, on minute bars, you don't need to use tick replay. Let's go back to the filters, because let me check if there is something missing. No, I already mentioned the trend, the slope, the linear regression. We have the pin bar and the RVO entry. The report was not taking into account the RVO entry, only the reversal signals. The color for the real signals, the unreleased, unconfirmed signals, and the parameters for the stochastic. We have a very interesting option here. If you are using the strategy analyzer, as I was showing before, if you want a symmetrical solution, it means an oversold symmetrical with the overbought, you can use symmetrical, overbought, and oversold. That means if this option is off, you can set something like an oversold of 10 or even 5, which is almost impossible to reach, and an overbought of 50. So we get a lot of signals. Okay, if we set overbought and symmetrical, overbought, and oversold, this number is calculated automatically by the symmetrical version of 5. The symmetrical version of 5 is 100 minus 5 is 95. Okay, so we only set the oversold and the overbought is symmetrical. Okay, 60, this number should be 40. Okay, so on the strategy analyzer, we can set this option and optimize only this value. But if you're okay having unbiased results, that means it is non-symmetrical, you can optimize oversold and overbought by themselves. Okay, that's all for this video. And if you have any question or comment, we have a chat room on Discord. The instructions to log to the chat room are on the description of this video. Thank you, everyone. Bye bye.